All right, now I want to tell you about some of the remarkable people that we have lost to the coronavirus pandemic. This is something we've been doing for the last few weeks. While some were known to the world, others were known only to loved ones. But they all made a significant difference. Here are just some of the many lives to remember. Allen Daviau, the cinematographer who made his breakthrough with E.T. the Extraterrestrial, was known as a master of light. Seeing color TV at age 12, Daviau said, started my fascination with the technology of light and photography. Early on, he met a young Steven Spielberg, who hired him as cinematographer for E.T., The Color Purple, and Empire of the Sun.
You have to be able to take chances for chance to find you.
Daviau would earn 5 Oscar nominations. His warmth and humanity were as powerful as his lens, Spielberg said. He was a singular talent and a beautiful human being. Allen Daviau was 77.
Hey, how do you like it, Harry? What do you think about it?
Character actor Allen Garfield was a constant presence in 70s films like The Conversation and The Candidate.
He says what he wants, now I say what I want.
Born Alan Gorwitz, he started out as a reporter and Golden Gloves boxer.
I thought I was either going to be the first boxer journalist, like a Hemingway character.
Yeah, right.
I'd be like the Jewish Hemingway, right?
You're fired too!
But then he fell in love with acting and made a career of playing nervous characters. Allen Garfield was 80. Lila Fenwick was the first black woman to graduate from Harvard Law School in 1956. Once she got the opportunity, she was going to make the most of it, said Harvard Law professor David Wilkins. Fenwick became an officer in the United Nations Human Rights Division, a specialist in non-discrimination. The Lila I knew absolutely had to have a backbone of steel, said Professor Patricia Williams, a friend and fellow Harvard Law graduate. She was sparing with words, but every word was either funny or wise. Lila Fenwick was 87. Mario Araújo was the first member of the Chicago Fire Department to die of coronavirus. Araújo joined the department in 2003 and spent most of his career on Truck 25. I went to one of my worst fires with him, and he was aces, John Kataoka said. He'd go through a brick wall for you. Araújo came to the U.S. with his family from El Salvador at age 6. We all supported him being a firefighter because he wanted to help people, said his cousin Christina, and that made us happy, too. Hundreds of firefighters escorted his body to the cemetery. Mario Araújo was 49. Laneeka Barksdale was a queen in Detroit's ballroom dancing world. Nikki, as she was known, worked as a bartender, drove for Lyft, and cared for her 4 kids. But ballroom was her life, said her brother Omari. When she was on the dance floor, she'd just float. Everyone loved her, her cousin Mo Menard said. Paradise gained an angel. I know she's dancing up there. Laneeka Barksdale was 47. Carolyn Martins-Reitz was a graphic designer, a talented artist who loved to paint. But her number one passion was her son, Thomas Martins, who had Down syndrome. Thomas loved everything and everyone, said his stepfather, Rudy Reitz. His mother was devoted to his happiness. Near the end of March, both started struggling with coronavirus. Carolyn lost her battle March 28th. 9 days later, Thomas died on his birthday. Thomas Martins was 30. Carolyn Martins-Reitz was 55. We also lost one of our own this week. John Lane had a 45-year career in print and broadcast journalism. He worked at the Chicago Daily News, where his father was city editor. He became the Chicago bureau chief for CBS News and, in the 70s, a senior producer for the CBS Evening News with Walter Cronkite. John was a consummate journalist, former CBS News producer Brian Healy said, and probably one of the most decent human beings I ever met. He was a warm people person, his wife Bess June told us. He kept in touch with everyone he knew. John went on to NBC and CNN. Jim Connor, who worked with him there, said he was a person of such enormous faith. He would always find a positive in something, even when there wasn't very much positive. And CBS News President Susan Zirinsky said John Lane was a teacher of our craft. On the road, he might get a little loud when giving you feedback, but he was so ready and willing to help you along the path. He made journalism more than a job. He made it a calling. John Lane was 89. Gail?
Yeah, John Lane makes it a very personal story for us once again here at CBS. But the thing I so like about your piece, Anthony, that you do every Friday, it's just such a reminder of how this disease operates. I mean, when you look at the ages of the people that we've lost, and you look at the ethnicity of the people that we've lost, and the sexes of the people, of the gender of the people that we lost, it really does not discriminate. And it's such a reminder of how we really do have to follow the rules. Those pieces touch me every single week. I think it's so important that we do to remind that there are people behind these numbers that we report on every day.
Yeah. Yeah, there's an enormous human cost. Every life lost is worth remembering. We continue to tell these stories on our broadcast and social media platforms. If you want us to share the story of someone close to you, please tell us. You can email coronavirus@cbsnews.com.